Welcome to this video, where we'll be exploring 9 life-changing philosophies that every man and woman should hear before they die. In our fast-paced world, it can be easy to lose sight of what really matters, living with intention, wisdom, and purpose. And while many of us may be familiar with Stoicism, there are many other philosophical systems that have just as much to offer, each with its own unique way of guiding us through the challenges of life. Philosophy isn't just abstract theory, it's a practical tool to help us live better lives. Over the centuries, some of the greatest minds have developed ideas and principles that can shape the way we approach our day-to-day decisions, our relationships, and even how we view our place in the world. These philosophies, when applied, can help us live more fully, make better decisions, and find deeper meaning. Today, we'll be diving into 9 essential philosophies that, if embraced, can transform the way you see the world. From ancient wisdom to modern thought, these philosophies have shaped the lives of many great historical figures, and they can help you too. Let's begin. Now, if you are new here, please like the video and subscribe. Statistics show that only 15% of my audience is subscribed to the channel, so if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. 1. Existentialism, embracing freedom and responsibility. Our first philosophy is existentialism, a philosophy that might sound intimidating, but it offers profound insights into human freedom and responsibility. Existentialism is often associated with philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre, Simone de Beauvoir, and Friedrich Nietzsche. At its core, existentialism argues that life has no inherent meaning, and because of that, we are entirely free to create our own purpose and direction. This freedom, however, comes with a heavy burden: responsibility. Existentialists believe that we are responsible for shaping our lives through our choices. There's no preordained path or destiny to follow. Instead, we must embrace our freedom and the consequences that come with it. This philosophy encourages us to accept that while life may seem absurd and unpredictable, we have the power to define what it means for us. Existentialism is empowering because it reminds us that, despite external circumstances, we always have the freedom to choose how we respond to life's challenges. It frees us from the need to search for meaning in external sources like religion or societal expectations, and instead asks us to focus on our personal growth and autonomy. You can practice existentialism by making conscious, intentional choices in your life. For example, instead of feeling stuck in a job you dislike, you can take ownership of your career path by actively seeking opportunities that align with your personal values. Remember, even doing nothing is a choice, so take responsibility for what you do and how you live. A great example of existentialism in action is Simone de Beauvoir, a pioneering feminist and existentialist philosopher. She applied existentialism to challenge traditional gender roles, arguing that women are not inherently tied to societal expectations and should be free to define their own identities. Her work empowered countless women to take control of their lives, and her philosophy continues to inspire feminist movements around the world. Another figure is Nelson Mandela, who, during his 27 years in prison, could have succumbed to despair, but instead chose to rise above his circumstances. He embraced his freedom of thought and his responsibility to fight for justice, ultimately leading his country to reconciliation. Mandela's life shows us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, we can choose to act in alignment with our principles. Existentialism teaches us to live with authenticity. Instead of passively accepting the roles society assigns us, we can choose to live on our own terms. This philosophy helps you develop a strong sense of personal responsibility, reminding you that your choices, not fate, determine your life's trajectory. With this mindset, you can shape your life according to your values and goals, no matter how overwhelming the world around you may seem. 2. Taoism, going with the flow of life. Next, we turn to an ancient Eastern philosophy, Taoism, which is attributed to the sage Lao Tzu. Taoism is all about harmony with the natural world and aligning with the flow of life, often referred to as the Tao or the Way. Central to Taoism is the principle of Wu Wei, which translates to non-action or effortless action. Contrary to how it sounds, Wu Wei doesn't mean doing nothing. Instead, it means allowing things to unfold naturally without forcing outcomes or fighting against the current of life. Taoism encourages a deep sense of trust in the universe, teaching that the more we try to control and manipulate everything, the more we disrupt the natural flow of life. Instead of forcing our will on situations, we should learn to let go and adapt, flowing like water around obstacles rather than breaking ourselves against them. In today's high-stress, fast-paced society, Taoism offers a refreshing perspective that helps reduce anxiety and frustration. By learning to go with the flow, you can cultivate inner peace and resilience. This philosophy teaches you to focus on what you can control while letting go of the rest, which can be incredibly liberating. One way to practice Taoism in your life is through mindfulness and adaptability. If you find yourself stressed out at work or in a relationship, instead of trying to control every little detail, try taking a step back. Ask yourself, am I forcing something here? If the answer is yes, try to release that need for control and let things unfold naturally. Sometimes the best action is inaction, or simply allowing life to move forward without interference. A great example of Taoism in practice is Bruce Lee, the martial artist and philosopher who famously said, "Be water, my friend." Lee believed that, like water, we should adapt to the situations we encounter without resistance. He applied Taoist principles not only in martial arts, but also in his personal philosophy, advocating for flexibility and open-mindedness. Another figure influenced by Taoist ideas was Alan Watts, a British philosopher who helped popularize Eastern philosophy in the West. Watts often emphasized the importance of accepting life as it is and flowing with it rather than against it, which resonated deeply with people seeking peace in an increasingly complex world. Taoism teaches you to live in harmony with the natural rhythms of life. Instead of constantly fighting to achieve your goals through force, you learn to trust the process and let things unfold in their own time. This reduces stress and creates a sense of inner peace, making it easier to navigate life's challenges without getting caught up in anxiety or frustration. 3. Epicureanism, the pursuit of simple pleasures. Moving on to our third philosophy, we explore Epicureanism, founded by the ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus. Though often misunderstood as a philosophy of indulgence, Epicureanism actually teaches the pursuit of modest, sustainable pleasures as the key to a happy life. Epicurus believed that true happiness comes from simple pleasures like friendship, self-reflection, and a life free from unnecessary pain or anxiety. He advocated for moderation in all things, arguing that excessive indulgence leads to suffering. Epicurus's idea of pleasure was not about materialism or hedonism, but about living a life of tranquility, ataraxia, and freedom from fear. He encouraged people to seek out pleasures that would lead to lasting contentment rather than temporary satisfaction. By focusing on the small, simple joys in life, Epicureanism promotes a peaceful, happy existence. In a consumer-driven world that encourages us to constantly seek more money, more success, more material things, Epicureanism offers a refreshing alternative. This philosophy helps you focus on what really matters: your health, relationships, and inner peace. By seeking satisfaction in moderation and simplicity, you can avoid the emotional roller coaster that comes with excessive desires and unattainable goals. Practicing Epicureanism means learning to find joy in everyday moments rather than constantly chasing after the next big thing. For example, instead of always striving for a higher salary or a bigger house, focus on cultivating deep, meaningful relationships with friends and family. Enjoy a simple meal, take a peaceful walk, or spend time reflecting on the things you're grateful for. These small pleasures lead to a more content and stable life. One of the most notable historical figures influenced by Epicureanism was Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States. Jefferson was a devoted follower of Epicurus and famously wrote that the pursuit of happiness was a fundamental right. For Jefferson, happiness wasn't about wealth or luxury. It was about personal fulfillment, freedom, and the enjoyment of life's simple pleasures. Another historical figure who embodied this philosophy was Lucretius, a Roman poet and philosopher who wrote about Epicurean principles in his famous work, On the Nature of Things. Lucretius championed the idea that a life of moderation, intellectual reflection, and simple pleasures was the best path to true happiness. By embracing Epicureanism, you can break free from the endless cycle of consumerism and find joy in the present moment. This philosophy teaches you to prioritize relationships, health, and inner peace over material wealth, leading to a more balanced, fulfilling life. Instead of constantly striving for more, you learn to appreciate what you already have and find contentment in life's simple pleasures. Nari 4. Pragmatism, focusing on what works. Our next philosophy is pragmatism, which originated in the United States in the late 19th century. This philosophy was developed by thinkers like Charles Sanders Peirce at William James and John Dewey at. Pragmatism is all about focusing on what works in practice rather than getting bogged down in abstract theories or ideals. It emphasizes that the truth or value of an idea is determined by its practical effects and usefulness. Pragmatism challenges the notion of absolute truths and instead argues that ideas are valuable only if they prove effective in solving problems or helping us achieve our goals. Rather than being dogmatic about beliefs, pragmatists are open to adjusting their views based on new experiences and outcomes. It's a philosophy that prioritizes flexibility, problem-solving, and results. Pragmatism helps you cut through unnecessary complexity and focus on what actually works in your life. It encourages you to be adaptable, open-minded, and solution-oriented, which is especially useful in our constantly changing world. Pragmatism is a practical approach to life, helping you make decisions that lead to tangible, positive outcomes without getting lost in theoretical debates. In daily life, you can apply pragmatism by focusing on solutions rather than problems. If you encounter a challenge at work or in your personal life, ask yourself, what actions can I take right now that will lead to the best result? Instead of clinging to preconceived ideas, be willing to experiment and adapt based on what actually gets results. For example, if you're struggling with a project at work, don't be afraid to try new approaches until you find what works best. One of the best-known advocates of pragmatism was William James. A pioneering psychologist and philosopher, James applied pragmatic thinking to areas like psychology and religion, arguing that beliefs are valuable if they positively affect our lives. For example, he believed that religious faith could be true if it provided individuals with meaning, comfort, and motivation, regardless of whether its metaphysical claims could be proven. Another famous pragmatist was John Dewey, who revolutionized education by applying pragmatic principles to learning. Dewey believed that education should be practical and experiential, emphasizing problem-solving and critical thinking rather than rote memorization. His ideas helped shape modern education, promoting learning that is both engaging and applicable to real-life situations. Pragmatism encourages you to focus on practical outcomes rather than getting caught up in theoretical debates or rigid beliefs. It reminds you to stay flexible, open-minded, and results-driven, which can lead to more effective decision-making in all areas of life. By focusing on what works, pragmatism helps you adapt to new challenges and stay productive no matter what obstacles you face. 5. Ubuntu. I am. Because we are moving on to a philosophy that comes from the African continent, Ubuntu is a powerful idea rooted in the interconnectedness of all people. Ubuntu is a Nguni Bantu term that means I am because we are. It emphasizes the importance of community, compassion, and the belief that our humanity is tied to how we treat others. While Ubuntu is not typically categorized as a formal philosophy in the Western sense, its teachings have deeply influenced social justice movements and leadership approaches, particularly in South Africa. Ubuntu teaches that an individual's well-being is bound up with the well-being of the community. It stresses the importance of empathy, kindness, and mutual respect, suggesting that our humanity is not something we possess individually, but something we share with others. This principle is particularly useful in an age where individualism often takes precedence over community values. Ubuntu encourages us to see beyond our own self-interests and focus on building strong, supportive relationships with those around us. It fosters empathy, generosity, and social cohesion, which can lead to a greater sense of belonging and fulfillment. By practicing Ubuntu, you can cultivate a more meaningful life by contributing to the well-being of others, which in turn enhances your own sense of purpose. To practice Ubuntu in your everyday life, start by making a conscious effort to foster kindness and compassion in your interactions with others. This could mean offering support to someone in need, actively listening to a friend, or participating in community service. Ubuntu teaches that our personal success and happiness are closely tied to the success and happiness of the people around us. By uplifting others, you uplift yourself. One of the most famous advocates of Ubuntu is Nelson Mandela, who often spoke about the philosophy as a guiding principle for building a new, united South Africa after the end of apartheid. Mandela believed that reconciliation, rather than revenge, was the key to healing his country's deep wounds, and he embodied Ubuntu by promoting forgiveness, understanding, and unity. Another figure who practiced Ubuntu was Desmond Tutu, the South African Anglican bishop and social rights activist. Tutu worked tirelessly to promote peace, equality, and justice, often drawing on the concept of Ubuntu to encourage empathy and solidarity across racial and social divides. His belief in Ubuntu helped shape South Africa's Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which sought to heal the country through forgiveness and collective responsibility. Ubuntu reminds you that you are not an island. Your happiness and success are deeply connected to the well-being of others. By fostering a sense of community and compassion, Ubuntu can help you build stronger, more fulfilling relationships. It also promotes empathy and kindness, which are essential for creating a more peaceful and supportive society. In a world that often values individualism over community, Ubuntu teaches us the importance of lifting each other up. You have now reached the halfway mark of the video. I congratulate you for trying to become a better version of yourself, and I also humbly ask you to leave a comment. as it helps my channel immensely. If you do not know what to comment, just write "better" every day, so I know you reached this far, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, I've linked some books on Stoicism that helped me become the man I am today and will also help you achieve a Stoic mindset. 6. Transcendentalism, finding truth in nature and the self. Our sixth philosophy, Transcendentalism, originated in 19th century America and was spearheaded by thinkers like Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau. Transcendentalism is rooted in the belief that truth and meaning are found not in organized religion or societal norms, but in nature, intuition, and the inner self. It advocates for personal independence, self-reliance, and a deep connection with the natural world as a path to enlightenment. Transcendentalists believe that each individual has the capacity for profound spiritual insight, and that true knowledge comes from within. They argue that societal conventions and materialism often obscure our true nature, and by distancing ourselves from these external distractions, we can connect more deeply with our inner selves and the universe. In today's hyper-connected, materialistic world, Transcendentalism offers a refreshing reminder to slow down, look inward, and reconnect with nature. This philosophy encourages you to trust your instincts, prioritize your inner wisdom, and live authentically. It also promotes self-reliance and independence, helping you become more confident and self-sufficient. You can apply Transcendentalism in your daily life by setting aside time for quiet reflection and spending time in nature. Whether it's taking a walk in the woods, meditating by the water, or simply sitting in your backyard, connecting with nature can help you clear your mind and find deeper meaning. Additionally, practice trusting your intuition and making decisions that align with your true self, even if they go against societal expectations. One of the most famous advocates of Transcendentalism was Henry David Thoreau, who lived in solitude for 2 years at Walden Pond to explore the deeper truths of life through simplicity and nature. His experience formed the basis for his classic work, Walden, which encourages readers to live deliberately, reject materialism, and find spiritual fulfillment in the natural world. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Another key figure in the Transcendentalist movement wrote extensively about the importance of self-reliance and individualism. Emerson believed that each person has the capacity for spiritual insight and that by trusting ourselves, we can live more authentically. His famous essay, Self-Reliance, encourages individuals to trust their inner voice and not conform to societal pressures. Transcendentalism teaches you to prioritize your inner wisdom and personal growth over external approval or material success. By cultivating a connection with nature and practicing self-reliance, you can gain clarity, reduce stress, and live a more authentic life. This philosophy reminds you to trust yourself and seek truth within, rather than being swayed by societal expectations or distractions. Certainly. Let's continue with the remaining philosophies in the video script. 7. Taoism, embracing the flow of life. Taoism, or Taoism, is an ancient Chinese philosophy that emphasizes living in harmony with the Tao, often translated as the way. Taoism was founded by the sage Laozi, who wrote the foundational text Tao Te Ching around the 6th century BCE. The Tao is the natural order of the universe, a force that flows through all life, and Taoists believe that by aligning with the Tao, we can live a peaceful and fulfilling life. Taoism teaches that instead of resisting life's changes and challenges, we should embrace them with flexibility and adaptability. It values simplicity, spontaneity, and humility, and advocates for Wu Wei Ai, often translated as non-action or effortless action. Wu Wei doesn't mean inactivity. Rather, it's about aligning your actions with the natural flow of things, acting in harmony with the world rather than against it. Taoism provides a powerful antidote to the stresses of modern life. By practicing Taoist principles, you can learn to go with the flow, letting go of the need to control everything and allowing life to unfold naturally. It teaches you how to find balance, embrace change, and reduce stress by accepting things as they are. In daily life, you can apply Taoism by practicing cat acceptance. When faced with challenges, instead of fighting against them, ask yourself how you can adapt and flow with the situation. This could mean finding creative solutions to problems or simply adjusting your mindset. Practice letting go of the need to control every detail and trust in the natural order of things. Another practical way to live Taoism is by simplifying your life, cutting out unnecessary complications and living with humility and contentment. One of the most well-known figures in Taoist history is Laozi himself, whose teachings have influenced countless generations. His idea of living in accordance with the Tao has helped people reduce stress, find inner peace, and live in harmony with the world around them. Another influential figure is Zhuangzi, a Taoist philosopher who expanded on Laozi's teachings. Zhuangzi used parables and stories to illustrate the importance of embracing change, finding joy in spontaneity, and not taking life too seriously. His teachings emphasize the value of humor and humility, reminding us that life is unpredictable and the best approach is to stay flexible and open to whatever comes. Taoism teaches you to let go of the need for control and embrace the natural flow of life. By practicing acceptance and aligning with the Tao, you can reduce stress and find a sense of peace and balance, even in difficult times. This philosophy encourages you to trust that life will unfold as it should, and it helps you develop the resilience needed to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. 8. Existentialism, creating meaning in a chaotic world. Existentialism is a modern philosophy that arose in the 19th and 20th centuries with key figures like Jean-Paul Sartre, Simone de Beauvoir, and Friedrich Nietzsche. Existentialism explores the meaning of life in a world that can often seem chaotic, meaningless, or indifferent. It emphasizes individual freedom, choice, and responsibility, teaching that life has no inherent meaning except for what we create ourselves. Existentialists argue that while life may not come with a predetermined purpose, we have the power and the responsibility to define our own purpose. This can be both empowering and daunting, as it places the burden of meaning squarely on our shoulders. Existentialism challenges us to confront uncomfortable truths about existence, such as death, isolation, and freedom, and to find ways to live authentically despite them. Existentialism helps you confront life's uncertainties and challenges head-on. It encourages you to embrace the freedom to create your own meaning and purpose, even in the face of an indifferent universe. By adopting an existentialist mindset, you can become more self-aware, take ownership of your life, and live with greater intentionality. In your daily life, you can apply existentialism by embracing the idea that you are free to shape your own path. This means making conscious decisions that align with your personal values and taking responsibility for those choices. Existentialism also encourages you to reflect on the impermanence of life, which can motivate you to live more fully in the present moment and make the most of your time. Whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal growth, take ownership of your actions and create a life that feels meaningful to you. Jean-Paul Sartre, one of the most famous existentialists, taught that existence precedes essence, meaning that we are not born with a preordained purpose, but rather we create our purpose through our actions. Sartre applied existentialist principles to his own life, advocating for personal freedom and social responsibility, which helped shape his work as a philosopher and political activist. Simone de Beauvoir, another prominent existentialist, applied these ideas to issues of gender and personal freedom. In her book, The Second Sex, she explored how existentialist principles could be used to liberate individuals from societal expectations, particularly those placed on women. Her work inspired movements for women's rights and personal autonomy. Existentialism helps you take control of your life by encouraging you to create your own meaning and purpose. It teaches you to embrace freedom and responsibility and to live authentically, regardless of external circumstances. By accepting that life may not have an inherent meaning, you are free to design a life that aligns with your values and brings you fulfillment. Chapter 9. Epicureanism, the pursuit of simple pleasures. Finally, we turn to Epicureanism, a philosophy founded by Epicurus in ancient Greece around 307 BCE. Epicureanism is often misunderstood as a philosophy of hedonism or indulgence, but in reality, it advocates for the pursuit of simple, moderate pleasures. Epicurus believed that the key to a happy life was minimizing pain and maximizing pleasure. But he emphasized that true pleasure comes not from excess or indulgence, but from living a simple, balanced life, free from unnecessary desires. Epicurus taught that the greatest pleasures are often the simplest: friendship, contemplation, and a peaceful state of mind. He argued that by avoiding the pursuit of material wealth or power and focusing on what brings genuine contentment, we can live more satisfying and fulfilling lives. Epicureanism helps you shift your focus away from materialism and excess and toward the pursuit of simple, meaningful pleasures. It teaches you that true happiness doesn't come from acquiring more things, but from cultivating contentment, gratitude, and balance in your life. By focusing on what truly matters, relationships, health, and peace of mind, you can live a happier, more fulfilling life. To apply Epicureanism in your daily life, focus on simplifying your lifestyle and avoiding unnecessary stress and desires. Spend time with loved ones, practice mindfulness, and appreciate the small joys in life. Epicurus also recommended reflecting on your desires and asking yourself whether they are truly necessary for your happiness. By minimizing materialism and focusing on experiences that bring peace and contentment, you can live more harmoniously. Epicurus himself lived out his philosophy by establishing the garden, a community of friends who lived simply and shared their lives in pursuit of knowledge, friendship, and tranquility. His teachings inspired many throughout history to seek a balanced life, free from the pursuit of excess. Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States, was a known admirer of Epicureanism. He adopted many of its principles in his personal life, including his focus on simplicity, happiness, and the pursuit of wisdom. Jefferson believed that the ultimate goal of life was to achieve happiness through self-sufficiency, balance, and virtue, all of which are central to Epicurean thought. Epicureanism teaches you to find happiness in simplicity, relationships, and inner peace. It helps you cultivate a mindset of gratitude and contentment, steering you away from the endless pursuit of material success and encouraging you to focus on what truly brings you joy. By living a life of moderation and mindfulness, you can achieve a deeper sense of fulfillment. Conclusion. In this video, we've explored 9 powerful philosophies that can profoundly impact your life. Stoicism, Buddhism, pragmatism, Ubuntu, transcendentalism, Taoism, existentialism, and Epicureanism. Each of these philosophies offers unique insights and practical tools for living a more intentional, fulfilling life. Whether you're seeking wisdom to guide your personal development, improve your relationships, or navigate life's challenges, these philosophies provide timeless principles that can help you on your journey. From the Stoic emphasis on controlling what you can to the Epicurean pursuit of simple pleasures, there is a philosophy here for everyone. I encourage you to reflect on the teachings that resonate most with you and find ways to apply them in your daily life. By doing so, you'll not only deepen your understanding of these powerful ideas, but also enhance your ability to live a life of purpose, balance, and joy. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on philosophy, personal growth, and wisdom from across the ages. Now, if any part of this message has been helpful to you, leave us your like and comment, helping the algorithm recommend it to someone who needs it at this time. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you look through the videos we've already uploaded, you're sure to find something to take with you. Have a good day.